Hello, and welcome to the Hive Mind podcast, where the collective wisdom of the travel industry helps you match travelers with the right destinations and the right hotels. I'm your host, Whitney Schindler, founder and CEO of The Hive, a platform designed to give travel advisors organized, actionable insights they can put to work right away. Each week, I sit down for focused, real-world conversations with travel advisors, hoteliers, and supplier partners who know these places inside and out. We break down how each hotel is best suited to a specific client profile. We take quick deep dive into destinations, and we share pro tips to help you make the most of the Hive. And here's the best part. You don't need to take notes while you listen. Go about your day, tune in, and know that every insight from these conversations is already captured and organized inside the Hive, so it's there when you actually need it. And if you aren't in the Hive yet, you can get resources from this and other episodes when you join our newsletter at thehive.travel/podcast. Today, we have a new episode of The Essentials, a deep dive all about helping you not just understand a destination, but feel it. The energy, the vibe, and the nuance that make it unique. Trusted destination partners share key details that matter most and help paint an overall picture that will inspire you as you present the destination to clients. When you bring a destination to life with confidence and clarity, you build trust, you spark excitement, and you make it that much easier for your clients to say yes. Joining us today to talk about the island of Maui in Hawaii is Erica and Jordan Fromholz, the creators of the Hawaii Vacation Guide. Let's dive in. Erica and Jordan, hello, welcome to the podcast. I'm so thrilled to have you.
Thank you so much for having us, Whitney. It's so nice to get this time to talk to you.
I'm really excited. So Hawaii is overwhelming. I have to, full disclosure, right up at the top. I've never been to Hawaii, ever. Not any of the
Come on
islands.
out. Come on out.
A big disclosure. Wow.
It is.
Disappointing.
So, but I have researched it many times, of course, and it's not something that I like promote and say, hey, let me plan your Hawaii trip, but there's always somebody who wants to go to Hawaii. And Maui, of course, feels like the entry point, let's say, or I would say like Oahu and Maui are like the two places that I've been asked most frequently to research without ever having been there. And I'm always very upfront with clients, like, I haven't been there, but I can guide you on what I think I know. And also, no matter how much I research it, it feels really difficult to grasp without having ever been there.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah.
Especially when
can
it just comes
understand
to,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're big islands and there's a lot to do and lots of different areas to stay.
And they're unique.
Yeah.
And the names are quite different from what you are used to pronouncing and hearing and saying.
That's a good point.
So, yeah, it gets very overwhelming quickly. I understand.
Yes. So today we're going to focus on Maui, just because it is, I believe, one of the most popular. Like, it's the best. Cool. Glad that we've got that
Now we
out
know
there.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we know
It
where you
is.
stand.
Yeah.
So before we dive in to all the details, can you give us a little backstory, just related to your guys' connection to Maui?
Sure. So, I grew up going there as a kid, spending summers there.
On Maui.
On Maui, and so very familiar with it. And then we lived together on Oahu for 2 years for his job.
Yeah, but she got us out there actually because her job was taken to Oahu and I would tag along. And that was my first time ever
Okay.
going, that was right after college.
Yeah.
And I
Interesting.
really loved it. So that helped me get a job on Oahu when the opportunity came up. So we lived on Oahu for 2 years, traveled a ton around all the islands, so we didn't miss any opportunities.
It was great.
And then we had kids and got moved around with my company. And then an opportunity came where it's like, hey, let's move back to Hawaii. We loved it there.
And then we could have chosen any island, but we love Maui so much.
Yeah.
And so we chose to go back to Maui, and we lived in Lahaina. So we lived on Oahu for 2 years, and then in 2019, we moved to Lahaina and stayed for 3 years.
Yeah. And then that's when we started the Hawaii Vacation Guide. We started right away,
Okay.
pretty much right when we got there. It was like early 2019, we started the website. And then
Late 2019.
late
we started.
2019, early 2020, we started the YouTube channel. And then COVID happened. So that kind of changed the travel dynamics on the island, but worked out great for us because we could really get familiar with the island, get a lot of like nice, easy content, and then kind of like lead people through that whole COVID period and coming back to Hawaii and visiting. So
Sure.
we're well positioned there. So yeah, our YouTube channel's done really well and the website is done really well too. So it's nice. We just try to be as informational as possible to people, really help them guide their trip.
Perfect. With absolutely no bias, I'm sure.
Yeah, no bias.
Okay, so let's start like very foundationally for those listening who are like me and who have never been, but there's also going to be some advisors listening who have like, I've also never planned Hawaii. So let's start with the basics. Talk to me about seasonality in terms of the best seasons to visit, which probably don't exactly align with the busiest seasons, because I think that a lot of times the busiest times are connected to school, like like summer vacations and Christmas vacations and whatnot. But what I'd really love to know from you, as someone who lived there, is like, when do you guys think is the best time to be on the island from a weather perspective, an activity perspective? Maybe it's related to whales and wildlife. I don't know. What are your favorite seasons to be in
So
Maui?
there's only two seasons in Hawaii. There's summer and winter. Um, and I love September, October, and May. So those are like my go-to. You have the best chance for good weather, calmer oceans,
Fewer crowd.
fewer
We
crowds.
call it the three C's: clouds, crowds, and costs. And those are the
Yes.
lowest period
Okay.
for those. Yeah, you
Yes.
like that?
Yeah.
We have fun
Yes.
with that in the newsletter. Yeah, so that's the shoulder seasons are great, but the weather's still excellent and
Yeah.
it's cooler out. So
Yes. And our only caveat is if you want to go see whales on Maui, you have to go like Jan, Feb,
no,
a
just
little
Yeah.
bit March.
December to March is the
Yeah.
season. Yeah. Yeah. And then, but you're right with the school schedule. Holidays are really popular. So the busy season really starts kind of in December. That's one of the busy seasons, very expensive to visit then. But it's like magical on the islands during Christmas. You know, it's just Male Kalikimaka everywhere. It's really nice. And then it gets busy again in July and August. So that's when it gets kind of the most, or June, July, and August. Prices go up at hotels. You get more crowds.
Mhm.
The thing with Hawaii, it's kind of like busy throughout the year. There's really no off season.
Yeah.
Especially if you look at
Mhm.
the graphs on visitor counts and daily census, there's not a big difference. So really, it's just kind of pushing hairs there, whatever they.
Yes. But if I could choose always without a school schedule, it would be September, October, and May.
That's it.
So if you are beholden to the school schedule, as many people are, then I guess we're considering Christmas break, spring break, which can be March or April. It really depends where
Yeah.
in the US you live, or summertime. So out of those three options, would you lean toward the summer period
I would
if you're
lean towards
not
the spring.
prioritizing
I
whale?
would
The
probably choose
spring.
spring break too.
Yeah, because spring breaks are so spread out, it doesn't feel too crazy in the islands. We like to go during spring break. In the resort areas, feel a little busy, but also lively and fun. So it's not a drawback.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the most valuable conversations we can have is around hotels in a single destination, really digging into what makes each one unique and who they're best suited for. For the stay guide, I'm looking for advisors who have personally visited 3 or more hotels in one city, region, or island and are ready to share their takeaways. If that sounds like you, I'd love to have you join me for a future episode. Head to thehive.travel/podcast to fill out the interest form and tell me more.
Okay. This is going to be a tough question in terms of average length of stay. Of like how long, it's not really, it's less about how long people typically stay but more about how long you would guide someone to come to Maui in order to feel like they had a fully like immersive, varied experience on the island, doing and seeing as much as possible. So if somebody said to you, like, how many days do we need on Maui? Obviously, you lived there for 2 years, and I'm sure there's something on your list, Jordan, that you're like, I still haven't done that thing quite like I want to do it. But for someone coming and it's like an island hopping conversation, right? So many people think, well, we just need 2 or 3 nights on each island, whereas other people are coming and they're going to give one island 10 full days. So where do you feel is the sweet spot of like, okay, if you come for about this period of time, you're going to get to see and do most things that you want to do?
I would say a week. What were you going to say?
I was going to say 10 days.
Oh, of course you are.
Yeah,
Yes.
because you're coming all the way from either the East Coast or the West Coast. So you want to like turn into a nice stay.
It depends where
Yeah.
you're coming from and if you are attacking on another island.
Yeah. We know all the data on the
And-
islands. They track it too. So like over 60% of visitors to Hawaii are coming from the West Coast, Vancouver, all the way down to
Yeah.
San Diego. So it's a little easier for them to hop over. But yeah, I think
Yes.
10 days to really see it. And then like you were saying, Whitney, if like you want to do 7 days on Maui and then 3 days on Oahu, because a lot of people they have their bucket list on Oahu. Like they got to see Pearl Harbor, right?
Yes.
So spend a little time on Oahu and then head over to Maui.
Yes.
But you're right.
And I always factor in like
days on Maui.
Yeah, like the number of days that you want, I think another big factor is like how relaxed or busy do you want to be? Like technically, can you do everything in 5 days? Like sure, but that sounds horrible. Like you're also on an island, so maybe like give yourself an afternoon to relax on the beach a little bit.
Oh yes. 100%.
Yeah, the average stay is 8.2. In case you're curious, they track that.
I really love this data. I would say that you prepared, but I know that you didn't prepare. This is all just in your head.
We try to put it in the website. We try to be unbiased. Like, what does the data say? How much does stuff cost and all this? So, yeah.
So you said the data shows that 60% of people coming to Hawaii are they including Maui or are they arriving to Maui? What exactly
that's all
is
the
the
islands.
data?
60% come from the West Coast.
Yeah,
6%. Oh, no, you said 60% from the West Coast. Oh, yeah, sorry.
If you want to know, it's interesting. So, like, if you have clients, 50% of all visitors go to Oahu by far. It is like most people go to Oahu, especially international, but even domestic. And then Maui's the second most visited island, and then Kauai and the Big Island are the least visited. Kauai is the least visited, but Kauai's become really popular. So we're kind of seeing a spike in domestic tourism there. But still, Maui's the number 2 island to visit. And it's nice because it's a big island, so you spread out a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't feel too crowded.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about the activities and the experiences and the things to do in Maui, because this is my favorite thing to dive into for any destination. First, I want you to share with me like the most common, and let's assume that we're considering first-time visitors to Maui. If you've never been to Maui and you're coming for the first time, like what do you feel are the 2 or 3 things that like, if you don't do this, then like, did you even come to Maui? and then we can move to the more kind of unique activities that are maybe only for people who have very specific interests. Maybe they're better suited to second time visitors with more time. They're important, they're exciting, but they're a little bit more unique and not necessarily everyone does them.
I feel like a snorkel tour, getting out on a boat.
Yeah,
first time visitor for sure.
Yeah, it's the most common, especially in Molokini Crater. That's a really popular one to go to. A little crater offshore. Yeah. Great visibility. Number 2 is Road to Hana. Road to Hana is famous on Maui. That famous road. It's, with all the stops on it. That's where all the waterfalls are. And then Haleakala National Park, going up top of the volcano. Yeah, but it's not active on Maui. But that's where you get those big crater views. People either do sunrise or sunsets or any time go up and hike.
Sunrise is like the popular, you must get reservations for it type thing.
But those are the 3 big bucket list can't miss attractions.
Perfect. So I've heard you say popular 2 or 3 times in the last 20 seconds. I would not like to know what's popular. I would like to know what you feel is the best way to do each of these. Because I do know that for all 3 of these experiences, it's not just go to Haleakala. It's like, I've had people hike. I've had people like mountain bike downhill from the place. I've had people drive. I've had people self-drive Road to Hana. I've had tours. So like there's a million ways to do these 3 things. So I want to dig into that. And I want your like genuine opinion on not what's popular, not what's most booked, but like what you guys feel really provides like the best overall experience for each of these.
For each of those 3? Okay.
Yeah.
The very first one.
Which is what, the snorkeling?
The snorkeling, Molokini Crater. If you are doing Molokini Crater, there are 2 by far, the only 2 ways we really do it now. Number 1 is a sunrise snorkel tour from Maluaka Beach. It's a beach loading tour, so you're not driving to the harbor, Maui Harbor. So you're beach loading. And it's sunrise, so it gets you out there before any of the other boats are out there. So you have a very uncrowded experience, and it's just
amazing.
I mean, it's an expensive.
Must be so calm too.
It's called It's always kind of calm there. It's protected from the trade winds, but the tours kind of stop in the afternoon, anyways. But but you're right though. So many go in the morning to avoid the trade winds. It gets busy, so that's why this tour is so nice.
Yes,
it's with Kai Kanani family, Hawaiian family of Hunza.
Yeah, and that is like luxury.
Really good food,
wonderful.
Good drinks,
it's like our favorite. We've been out so many times with them, and it's our favorite. The second, if you have somebody who is more of an adventure-seeking client who wants to go out to Molokini, it would be on red line rafting. It is a raft, like a zodiac, well, not a zodiac, but it's a raft. And they take you around the backside of Molokini. So first you get to snorkel in the crater, which is very beautiful. But then very few tours do this. They take you around the backside of the crater, and you get to snorkel down there. And seeing that drop off into the water is just stunning.
Yeah, Molokini Crater is like 20 feet deep. The backside gets immediately down over 400 feet deep.
So it's
pretty
like
nuts. It's pretty nuts. Yeah,
so those are absolutely by far the best two ways to experience Molokini Crater.
So the second one that you described, it's not the sunrise experience, but they just like take you to a different place where the other tours are going.
Yeah, they take you multiple places because that's not a power raft, so it's really fast.
Yeah, I equate it to like you're going on a taxi to Molokini Crater. The other one is like an experience, red line rafting in catamaran. Like the best, Kaikanani catamaran sunrise luxury. The red line rafting is like you are in it, you are going. Like there's, I don't even remember if there was food, but it was just like very focused.
The longer tour, they go to other places too, which is really nice. Really cool snorkel locations along the island, along the coast.
Yeah.
So you mentioned snorkeling a lot. Is there diving in Maui, or is it not necessary because it's more shallow, or do you know?
There's scuba diving. Yeah, there's really cool places about like Lanai. There's a lot of scuba diving options. You go in lava caves, lava tubes, really unique places to go. I don't know if there's shipwrecks, but yeah, scuba is a big one. We don't do a lot of that ourselves personally with the kids, but yeah, it's a big scuba destination. All the islands are.
Okay, so sign me up for the first sunrise boat tour that you mentioned.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
we love it so much.
It sounds wonderful. Then Road to Hana. This stresses me out as someone who has never been and trying to figure out like the best way for people to go. I've had clients self-drive so that because I'm going to tell you all the ways I did it, and then you can tell me how I did it wrong.
No, there's really no wrong way.
Yeah, there's no wrong way. Yeah.
So my thought for one client was like, if you're staying in Wailea, trying to drive over to Road to Hana, like you're just adding so much distance to even get to the Road to Hana by staying over there. So there was a hotel kind of not like next to the airport, but like there's this little. I should find it on the map because I keep forgetting.
There's a Marriott by there. There's a few over in Kahului and Wailuku.
Or was it in Paia, maybe?
Paia is where it was. There was like a little beach hotel there, and I knew that it wasn't going to be the best hotel situation, but the goal was to like position her best to just drive the Road to Hana. Some clients have self-driven and then just for freedom and flexibility to stop and take pictures. I'm always really nervous with like group tours that you're like, and then, but you don't have any control. So she self-drove there and back all in one day and then continued her stay in Wailea. I've had other clients stay. Is it Hana Maui? Is that the name of the hotel that's down there? And they were happy to not have to feel rushed to like have to drive the Road to Hana and then like make their way back. But the hotel is underwhelming. So it was kind of like, and I knew that. I also prepared them for that. I was like, the purpose of staying here is not for the hotel. The purpose of staying here is so that you can just enjoy the Road to Hana and not have to be like, oh, I got to get back before sunset, right? And then I've had people join tours. I don't know if there's any other way to do it, but I'm really eager to hear what you feel is the best way to do it, because none of these options feel like the golden ticket of like, this is perfect.
I don't know if there is a perfect way. It just depends on what you want to do. We've done it all ways.
Yeah, we do love driving. Like I enjoy driving it. It's a windy road, and there's traffic, and they say, what is that? They call the 1-lane bridges and 600 hairpin turns. So if people like to drive, go for it. You can stay in Kaanapali or Wailea. It's not a big difference to drive over there. We actually never tell people to stay in Paia or those other locations, just because there's not that many hotels there. And I don't mind that drive in the morning, right? It's kind of an easy drive.
It's an easy drive
to start it off in. But you can, like, if you really wanted to start there, because it is an all day thing. You can go halfway, which is like a 5-hour trip, or all day, and that's going to be 10 to 12 hours out that day. And then I love the 2-day option that you threw out, because it's more relaxing, because you can make more stops. And that's the goal with the Road to Hana, is all these amazing stops. And if you can fit more in without feeling rushed, and then also too, if you sleep in Hana, And you're right. There's only the Hana Maui hotel. That's the only like real hotel. There's other like boutique ones, but they're not the nicest. But they're fun. They're local. But then if you sleep there, then you can get to some of these locations like the Black Sand Beach, like super early in the morning and avoid the crowds. Or be the first one on the PPY Trail, which is the bamboo forest, the waterfalls.
You can go past Hana.
You can go past Hana and do stuff. So if you really want peaceful, chill road to Hana, stay the night. And you're right, the Hana Maui is dated, that's for sure. But it's a charming place. It's got a lot of vintage vibes to it.
I will say group tours are great, but they are more exhausting.
They are. I did one with my dad. And it's like, wow. I mean, it's fun. We like smaller group tours, like 12 people. But yeah, you're making the stops and you're going. It is more relaxing because you don't have to drive and you're hearing all the history as you go. And they know the best stops based on the weather and all that and the season.
And then we've done private tours too, which if it's in your client's budget, that was definitely by far like the most enjoyable.
Enjoyable, unique.
Then you can just, I guess you also just have a little bit more freedom and flexibility to kind of decide what type of stops you want to make. I mean, what did you feel was the greatest differentiator between the group tour and the private tour?
Well, the private, sorry.
Go ahead.
So we, because they really start off, because we're so experienced with it, we're like, hey, show us some place we've never been before. And he did. Okay. He showed us some really cool little trails and parking spots. And he knows the legal places to park, because that's a big deal now. Legal places. There's a lot of, no parking signs and trouble out there. So it's great. That was best. It's like, show us some unique spots. We went to a chocolate farm we didn't know existed, Maui Gold. And then, I don't know, just a lot of cool stuff that we've never seen before, waterfall swims and stuff. So that was really cool. Plus is in a Bronco with the top down. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This, I feel like this is a must. I feel like if you have to drive in some sort of convertible open air vehicle to really do the road to Hana.
And it's nice when it's raised up too, because you can get a better view. And that's really nice.
Yes.
That's nice with the buses too. Not their buses, but like the shuttles. You're higher.
Like 12-person tours.
Yeah, you don't want to do a convertible on the road to Hana. I mean, it looks great for pictures, but it's not a good view.
Okay, that's a good tip to not do the convertible. I feel like a Jeep, like an open top.
Yes,
Jeep.
yes,
we've done that.
You don't need a Jeep on Maui, but they're fun.
That's
what
fun.
we say.
Yeah. I love the idea of so I like the idea of a private tour to like have somebody who just can like customize the stops for you, and you can have that conversation at the top of the day and kind of really make the best plan. But I also love the idea of staying to just like also not feel rushed. So can you do the private tour and stay? Like, does that logistically work, or are you then just kind of paying for the private tour?
No, come back and get you.
No, I've never seen an overnight private tour.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So it's either a private tour making the most of a day, or it's self-driving in an open top Jeep. And stay.
Overnight though, you can drive a lot slower and not worry about it. You can. I mean, we have like on our website like the 5 routes for the road to Hana. The classic is out and back. You can do a reverse where you just gun it to Hana and then you hit the stops on the way back. There's all these different variations to avoid the crowd and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what the tours kind of do too.
I was going to say our friend took a helicopter out to Hana and then drove, and then the tour was a helicopter and then driving back. So
that sounds amazing. So
I know.
The car's just there waiting for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That also sounds like a fun.
She enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It has not come up for us.
No, I was offered to give us a tour like that.
I know helicopters are tricky. And pretty much everyone I meet has a very strong opinion, and it's either a strong yes or no. And so I actually don't even bring it up. Clients usually bring it up first.
Yes.
And then I just know where they stand. And so we just take it. We just go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luau's and helicopters. It took a long time before we put those on our website.
Yeah.
Just because we were kind of, that's about how to present them safely.
Yes. We're going to get to luau's because I feel like that's going to be a really big one. But before we do that, Haleakala. So there's sunrise, there's sunset, there's go whenever you want. Of course, there's do it by yourself and a tour. I think I found a tour that I'm pretty sure the tour like took them up at around sunrise, and then they like mountain bike down.
Yeah, that's a popular way to do it.
Have you done all of the above? What are your thoughts on the best approach to Haleakala?
All right, we got a strong opinion on the biking down. Same thing as helicopters. Some people love it, some don't. But for us, we just know living on Maui, like the people who live on that road really don't like the mountain bikers.
It's not safe because there's no
Yeah.
bike lanes.
Yeah.
So every so often there is
A horrible
a
accident.
horrible accident.
And you just hear
it's
about
just
that.
like,
You know,
and there's a lot of local community outreach trying to stop these tours because it's dangerous for everybody.
yeah, people
That's it.
driving and
That's
people
good to
crashing
know.
through their yards.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you're going to do one, make sure the guide is with you at all times.
Yeah.
They may now require that, but back in the day, they would just send you down the mountain and just some didn't make it.
Yeah.
Traumatic.
I don't know if the best way to do Haleakala, I'll be honest, we have done sunrise and it was beautiful and gorgeous and magical. I like sunset better because logistically it's not as exhausted. We were exhausted.
Well, sunrise is like a 2:33 a.m. wake up call.
Yes.
Like it's crazy.
Especially if you're doing a guided tour because they pick you
Yeah.
up.
They're picking up multiple people.
Yeah, it's so cold. It's unbelievable. We were wearing like swim parkas.
I know. Yeah. You don't know if the weather's going to be like either.
I like sunset, but you have to know what to expect and be committed to like.
If it happens, it's gorgeous. So what we
It's
usually say
beautiful.
is jet lag. If you're going to get up early anyways, hop on a shuttle and have you go up there or drive yourself. You can drive yourself too. You just have to get a reservation. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
But you can sleep on the shuttle too. But I mean, we had great weather, right?
It was.
If it's not
It was
socked in,
unbelievable.
it was gorgeous. And the tour guides start doing Hawaiian chants, so it's really magical. As the sun's coming up, they're doing
stunning.
chants.
It's stunning.
And then you go down for breakfast, and you make nice stops on the way down. So it's a little bit of a tour.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sun sets is also great because if the weather's bad, you can change your elevation. You can go to different locations.
Or you can choose to not go because there's live webcams, so you can check the weather up there and say like, oh, actually the weather looks terrible up there. I'm not going to waste my 4 hours doing sunset.
Yeah.
And then you can also stay after for stargazing.
And if you hike during the day, hiking during the day is great. You don't even really have to hike. There's a lot of small hikes. You just drive to this camp. Like you just go up to the summit, you get 10,000 feet, you get a great view. You can do a shore hike to another viewing location. Or you can do, if you're a big adventure, you can hike right into the caldera and do some crazy hikes, like all 8-hour hikes.
I would say if your clients are planning, if they are like wanting to go up to Haleakala, not necessarily for sunrise, but they just want to go up there, I would suggest planning it, giving them like farms to stop at along the way, because part of getting up there is like, it's just such a cool area of Maui that not everybody goes to, and they skip it, and there are just so many cool farms
And great restaurants and towns and historical towns. Yeah, they call it upcountry. It's really pretty.
So in terms of, you're saying that you can see like the live webcam, and if you could just decide not to go that day, how does that work though with needing the ticket, like the reserved time to enter?
So that was just for if you are going outside of sunrise. So sunrise,
Gotcha.
you have to book. It's $1 for your ticket, but you have to book it in
It's
advance.
just to control the crowds between like 7
Yes.
a.m. and 9 a.m. That's all they're trying to do.
Got it. But then the ticket or the reservation isn't required for other parts of the day.
Nope.
Right.
No, you just show up and buy the $30 park pass.
And is it amazing and worthwhile if you're not seeing the sunrise or sunset?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
if
it's
you
great too.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks
Like
like Mars.
stop at some farms on the way up, do a nice hike, see the panoramic
Oh, yeah.
viewpoints,
Yeah.
do some things, and then stop on some farms on the way down. Like, can we also
Great.
just
Go for a great meal.
It's a great day
yeah.
out.
No,
Great
it's
day out.
great.
Yeah,
I
see
think
the
it's-
silver sword
okay.
up there and the nene
I mean-
birds.
How many times do you get to go drive up and look into a volcano crater? And, not often.
Yeah.
So it's very cool.
Yeah. So talk to me about these farms. What kind of farms are we talking about exactly?
Whoa, everything you can imagine.
We have like a list of like 18 farms on our website, and that's not even like all of them.
Very
Yeah,
casual.
so upcountry's got a lot of farms. You're talking like, you can do goat yoga. You can do a goat farm. You can do a bee farm. You can pick strawberries.
Yeah.
You can do a farm to table brunch or lunch.
A great dining experience is a farm to table.
There's a
experience.
bunch. Alpacas are up there.
So it can
Someone
be-
can pick what your favorite animal is or experience and go for it.
Yeah.
So it could be like an actual farm experience. It can also be like a nice setting for a farm to table type of meal.
Very
Yes.
romantic. Yeah. BYOB. It's really
there-
nice. There's even a winery
Is
up
there
there.
a favorite? Is there a favorite stop for lunch or brunch or a meal? If
In
you had to pick one,
upcountry?
is there a favorite that you? Yeah.
Hula Bistro.
Yeah, Kula Bistro, definitely.
Yeah, cute little place, good menu. And then OO Farms is their favorite, like brunch or lunch, like farm to table experience. You get like a farm tour. The chef is, professional executive chef, comes out, tells you everything and where they got it from on the farm, or they
Yeah.
just caught it, and they make a great meal.
Not quite in upcountry, but this little on your way, the Paniolo town, Makauau, there has great little restaurants. And then right next to it, you have it's now Lahaina Beer Company.
Oh, Lahaina Brew Company.
Lahaina
Yeah,
Brew Company.
yeah, good breweries on the island.
Oh, gosh, I forgot about this one. My favorite place to stop for sunset, if you're coming down, is Ocean Vodka Distillery and Farm Tour or something.
Yeah, they changed the name,
Ocean
yeah.
Organic Distillery. They changed the name, but it's you can do a distillery tour. But they also
Okay.
have a great, like, huge outdoor lawn with an excellent view
Cool.
down over like the valley.
Yeah,
And they have
live
music and like great food.
Yeah.
So
So
this
that-
would be if you were kind of visiting Haleakala, hiking and everything in the day, and then enjoy sunset from this point.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot to do
Cool.
up there. You can really structure a big day up there, because
Yeah.
if you're going to drive up
Yeah.
there, you can do a lot.
Yeah,
Go early.
so much.
And there's farm tours on other parts of the island too. They're all over the place on Maui.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. Well, those are like the three big ones, and that's already a full podcast in itself, but you're not done. You guys can't leave yet. What are some of there's a lot of food. I mean, you mentioned there's a lot of other farm tours. There's a lot of food going on around the island. I'm going to let you tell me about that. I know there's other boat tours. Like what are some of the other, and then of luau's, of course, we haven't even mentioned luau's. So like, what are some of the other experiences that it's like, well, if you're interested, you can do this. If you have more time, you can do this. I know it's vast, but give
Well-
me at least the rundown of the options.
I would say we did touch on this briefly. If you are interested in food, you can do the OO Farm tour, which is either a coffee tour or a brunch lunch tour situation, where you tour the farm and then they have almost everything that they grow on site you are having during the meal, and it's like 12
Okay.
people. It's a very small, intimate experience. You can also, if you're into
Cool.
chocolate, there's a cacao farm tour.
Man, for high level for dining though, is I like fine dining on Maui is great. You got like Merriman's and Monkey Pod and a lot of fine dining restaurants. And at those restaurants you can find, I call them like Maui Surf and Turf is always on the menu. Is like you get nice ahi, local fish, but then also you have some wild game. Like they have axis deer on Maui. That's kind of like the new thing to eat. It's an invasive species, so it's kind of fun. They're putting it in the restaurant, and it's this like fine dining opportunity. It's really good. And then you
Interesting.
have food trucks. Maui has a lot of food truck parks, like 5 or 6. Plus, we call them lone wolves that are out there, and you can get executive chefs running those trucks. And then you have a lot of just great mom and pop restaurants, is what I like calling them. Just like counter service, been around forever. You get a lot of Hawaiian local food, plate lunches. That kind of stuff that can even give you a heart attack in Hawaii if you're there too long.
Yeah.
The chicken katsu and the musubi and all these dishes, loco moco, the stuff you can really only find in Hawaii. Yeah, we really love the food scene in Hawaii.
It's excellent. And building off the axis deer, if you have any clients that are very into hunting, a day trip over to Lanai to go hunting is a very niche but popular thing to do.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
boat tours, they do boat tours over to Lanai. So you can either take a ferry and go yourself and go to Hulapoi Bay, which is a protected marine life preserve, and Spinner Dolphin resting spot. And so you can go do that yourself, or you can go out with a tour company and go out to Lanai. Lanai is it's part of the county of Maui, but it's the island that's 6 miles off the coast of Maui. So there's a lot of great tours that go out there. And I will say, every time we've done a tour going out there, we are surrounded by dolphins. Always, always,
Wow.
always.
90% chance of seeing dolphins. Yeah.
Which is so cool because
Year round?
there's hundreds of them. Yeah. Hundreds of them in
Yeah,
the water.
Yeah. You always see a
Wow.
third.
Yeah. You're just everywhere
Okay.
you look, and it's amazing. So
Or you can take a 75-minute ferry out there too.
Yeah.
To Lanai and just DIY it.
I've never seen a dolphin on a ferry.
No.
Interesting. So the ferry, so where is the tour taking you that's different than the ferry where you see all the dolphins on the tour, but not the
It's
ferry?
funny. It's not. I think it's just the route. The
Yeah,
ferry's
the
just going
ferries don't
straight to the
stop.
harbor,
Yeah,
and the
the raft stop, the
raft,
boats
the
stop or go
boats.
slow, and
Yeah,
the dolphins like the little boats, so
yeah,
they come over and hang
Gotcha.
out.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
As your travel agency grows, one of the biggest challenges is making sure your whole team delivers at the same level of expertise you do. That's where the Hive comes in, serving as a knowledge hub your entire team can lean on. You can capture and organize every site inspection, hotel note, and destination insight, creating a shared library that ensures consistency across your agency. That means your advisors feel more prepared, your clients receive a seamless experience, and you don't carry the burden of being the only source of knowledge. Every hotel note, every site inspection, every destination insight, every piece of client feedback, captured once, accessible to your whole team. That's the Hive. Explore more at thehive.travel.
In terms of food around the island, is it kind of a self-exploration DIY, just find the food trucks, find the restaurants, make reservations? Or is there any specific like food tour or food experience or like cooking class or any like food experience that you guys have discovered that you like?
They're there, but no, not cooking classes or food tours aren't that big a
Okay.
Yeah.
experience. It's mostly through the farm
It's
tours.
mostly through farm tours that you're going to get a food
A very unique food
experience.
experience.
Yeah. I will
Okay.
say, if you are, there's a lot of obviously like fresh, locally caught fish. So researching and knowing that, like, oh, if I'm going to South Maui Fish Company, I'm going to get fish that was probably bought that morning.
And they'll sell out by noon.
Yeah. So
And
like
that's in a food truck. So yeah.
which is, yeah, it's a food truck
Okay.
restaurant. And then you can also go to like the, famous Mama's Fish House on Maui,
Yeah.
which is also getting the locally caught fish from that morning, and it's a very different experience. But you're getting that local food.
What's your take on Mama's Fish House? Because it's real tough to get a reservation there
Love it,
if you're not on top of it.
love it.
Yeah,
we
great
do.
service is a cool experience. If
We-
you can get in, great, go for it. If not, don't stress about it. But
Yeah.
it's always fun.
And I will say, I think I prefer lunch a little bit better because it's light, and so you can see everything.
Yeah,
You
it's
can enjoy your day
It's
over.
in a
Yeah.
pretty cove, so it's
Yeah.
a nice experience.
Oh, cool. Cool. Okay, we need to talk about luau's. But first, there are 60 million options. So can you kind of break down a little bit of like what even differentiates one luau from the next? I mean, immediately the assumption that I can make is like food quality and the number of people who are there, I suppose, and maybe the quality of the performance or like, the vibe and the entertainment. But like I want you to tell me, like if you're really just trying to compare a whole bunch of luau's apples to apples, what are kind of the key differentiating factors?
So I will say, I personally think the performers are top notch at every luau.
Okay.
Cheap, expensive. They are all top notch.
Professionals.
They are professionals. They've gone through extensive training to get to that point, so they're all excellent.
So the biggest difference is,
Cool.
yeah, like you said, the food and the crowds and how luxurious it is, and
The
usually
location.
the location, and usually the price matches that experience. Maui has
Okay.
the best luau's on all the islands.
Yeah.
You don't get these big theater luau's like you do on Oahu, and nothing against those. But you do get nice, smaller, intimate ones. I mean, you can still get over 100 people. But yeah, it's hard to find a bad one. I mean, we have our favorites. Old Lahaina Luau is in Lahaina. Amazing experience. We like the ticketing, how all the seats are great. It's a great show. It's only Hawaiian, so there's no fire knife dancing, but the food's amazing.
It's the best luau in Hawaii.
Yeah. And usually we don't love resort luau's, but Maui has really good resort luau's. So either in Kaanapali or in Wailea. Wailea is a little more fancier. I used to love when it's dinner, like food at the table, table service. But man, I've had some great buffet ones too.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one.
I think food is hard. You just really have to set the expectations
That's it.
for your clients that this isn't going to be as good as what you will get out at a restaurant.
And it's unique food. It's Hawaiian
unique.
food. So like they'll have like American options, let's just call that, but it's mostly gonna be that Hawaiian flair. And that's
very cultural. It's a very cultural experience because you're getting the lomi lomi salmon, you're getting the poi, you're getting foods that you might not prefer, but you're getting to experience them.
Okay.
And some of them have a lot of activities, which are a lot of fun, especially for the kids.
Yeah.
So does it seem like most resorts do their own luau, or is it some key resorts that are offering this and it's there for both guests and outside guests to come in?
So you'll either have, the independent luau's outside of a resort, or you will have the bigger resorts, which will have a few nights a week they'll do luau's, like the Ritz-Carlton, the Grand Wailea Beach Resort, the Andaz. Those big resorts have their own luau too, and it's for guests and guests.
Yeah. So I guess, do you feel that an outside luau is enough different that it's like if your resort is offering a luau, does it feel like just go to the resort luau because it's simple, you're there, and it's probably going to be great? As you mentioned, like all the dancers are awesome. Or do you feel like even if your resort is offering it, some of these outside ones are like worth the drive, worth leaving the hotel, like worth going?
I think the only one I would drive if I'm staying on the west side, for example, I'm staying at the Westin. The Westin has a great luau. The Sheraton has a great luau. I think you will enjoy your experience. But I would
walk to the Sheraton.
I would drive to the old Lahaina luau.
Oh, okay. All right.
I would. Just because I think it's
splitting hairs.
It's splitting hairs. You're going to love any of them.
Sometimes, though, it's fun to leave the resort to go somewhere else. I got to admit, when I'm at a resort and I see people lining up for the luau, it doesn't feel very unique and special. It's kind of nice to go somewhere else and experience.
But then also it's nice to not have to worry about the drive and parking.
Drinking,
I don't know. It's a toss-up. That's a hard one.
But our big thing is, like, you don't have to do a luau on your first time to Hawaii. It's not... a lot of people are like, oh, I have to do it. And I'm just like, you don't have to. There's a lot of people, we used to say, like, if you like going to Vegas for the shows and you want like a big dinner production show, then do a luau. But some people don't like that. So don't recommend it if they don't want to do something.
And they're very expensive. So it's like,
family of four.
Where would you rather spend your money?
Yeah.
Where do you want to put your vacation?
You can spend $1,000 for a family of four going to a luau.
Right. I really appreciate giving permission for people to not do the thing that everyone feels. I see the same thing. Like when you go to Paris, I give everyone permission. Like you do not have to go up and do the Eiffel Tower. I give you full permission. If this is important to you, then we will do it. But if it feels like if you're even remotely on the fence, like I give you permission to not do it.
Say no.
So so I appreciate that. Okay. Talk to me about how to decide where to stay in terms of removing budget off the table, because I know that there are different hotels in Lahaina than there are in Wailea, but if we're not factoring in which is more cost effective to stay, we're just factoring in what is the experience to stay in Lahaina versus what is the experience to stay in Wailea, and trying to hone in on which is a better fit based on what travelers are looking for. And then once you decide, then we can find the best hotel in that area. But how would you guys describe or distinguish these two areas of the island?
Wailea is going to be a little quieter. Things are a little bit more spread out, and it's definitely a more elevated, luxurious feel. That's Wailea. Kaanapali is also wonderful, but things are a little bit more dense and they're lively. Like there's always like people out, like it's very busy.
Shopping, the restaurants are a little more crowded, but it also makes it fun. But it's more dense. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
The hotels are closer together.
And then two like little pockets off of both of those. So not little, but you have Kihei, which is right next to Wailea. So Wailea is very luxurious, quiet shopping. Kihei is where you're going to find your best budget accommodations, and it's more it's very walkable. It can, and some parts have a bit of a spring break vibe going on. So it's a different feel.
A lot of vacation rentals there.
A lot of vacation rentals, very few hotels. And then next to Kaanapali, so just north of Kaanapali, you have Napili area, which is
smaller, more vintage.
If somebody's looking for like that vintage Hawaii feel, nothing's taller than a coconut tree. It feels like a throwback in like a wonderful way. That's
Okay.
Napili. And then actually, I forgot, there's the last Kapalua has the Montage and the Ritz. So it's also a very luxury area.
Yes.
And that's just next
Yeah.
to Napili. My only, and it's beautiful. It's probably the quietest area. So if
Okay.
people
It's the farthest from the airport.
so if you're really looking
Yeah.
for like a quieter luxury experience, that's where you're going to go. I would hesitate sending people there in the winter, because
Gets more
it's
storms.
north.
Yeah.
It's west, but it's northwest. So you get a lot of weather and waves coming down that part of the island.
Interesting.
And you're right calling it Lahaina. Kaanapali is part of Lahaina,
Yeah.
but they kind of call it the Kaanapali resort area. But yes, Lahaina works also
Sure.
to call it.
Yeah.
It's that area of West Maui.
Yeah.
So it kind of sounds like, of course, the level of hotel that you're looking for is going to probably steer you in one direction or another. But it's also important to consider that what I'm hearing is if you like to go out and like walk down a nice street, have like a lively setting with people at restaurants and just walking around and enjoying the evening, that's going to be more likely to happen. That those vibes are in Kaanapali much more than Wailea.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well said.
100%.
Whereas Wailea is quieter. Yes, people are dining, but they might be dining in the hotels. And anytime I research restaurants in Wailea, if it's not in your hotel, it's in another hotel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's good local restaurants up in the shopping centers recently. But
Yeah,
you're right, though.
but-
Most of the
Okay.
good hotels, especially the big chefs, are in the hotels.
Yeah.
Which just doesn't, it's not conducive to having like a street where everybody's kind of sitting outside enjoying
Right.
dinner if they're all in the hotels enjoying
Yes.
dinner.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense. That makes sense. What do you feel people must eat or drink or try that is very special to Maui while they're there?
You're going to say poke.
Oh, yeah. I love my poke.
Poke.
Yeah,
I mean,
raw fish.
that's where it's from. You got to get it there. It's
Yeah.
the best.
And it's always funny, like you have a poke bowl on the mainland, or even overseas, and they always put all this stuff in it, corn and beans and edamame and sprouts. But in the islands, it's just rice with raw fish on top.
Yeah.
And the poke is seasoned with like sesame oil and soy sauce and seaweed and
or
stuff.
Spicy or whatever.
Yeah, you can get different types, but yeah. So poke is the best. Local beers, I love our local beers, and now they're getting into like a lot of like local whiskeys and other things like that. So it's always fun to try those.
Interesting.
Yeah, Loco Moco is kind of like the cheapest, like classic Hawaiian
You
thing.
don't have to try that.
You
That's
don't
a
have
Jordan
to.
thing.
Yeah, that's
What is it?
rice with hamburger patties, eggs, and then covered in gravy. It's just like a really cheap, easy thing to do.
It is delicious,
Yeah.
and it's very classic, along with their plate lunch. Like in Hawaii, they love their plate lunches, which is
Plantation era stuff.
like, yeah, your meat, your
Rice,
rice, and
mac
your
salad.
mac salad.
Sorry.
Okay.
There's also, if you are so inclined, musubi. So that's Spam with rice around it, wrapped in seaweed. My son, who is a very picky eater, can eat musubis all day, every day.
It's a Spam. He likes the salt.
Okay.
Yeah, and the seaweed.
Interesting.
What was I I was going to say, if those feel slightly adventurous, don't worry. They're not my cup of tea, but I will say, if you are into seafood, just the variety of fish that you can get out there that you don't get on the mainland, it's so wonderful. So it doesn't even, you can go to fancy restaurants and, have your seafood, but also at the food trucks, you will get also locally caught fresh fish.
In all these different names that we're throwing out, you can tell they're very like Japanese, there's Korean. It's all based on the plantation era when they brought in so much migrant workers. Most came and left, but they lived on the plantation. They all brought in their food and all mixed it together. So that's why Hawaii is really unique with so much of these different cultures coming together.
Right.
Portuguese, Korean, Japanese, Chinese. Chinese were the first, so plus a Hawaiian in there too. Makes it fun.
My last question for you, and Erica, I hope you have some good insights for us. Where are we shopping in Maui? Are there like local Hawaiian designers or brands? Is there an area? Is there a specific like shop to know about? Like
I wish.
where are we buying fun things to take? Really not so much.
It's really, I feel like shopping on Maui especially feels very hard. I will say, if you are passing through Makawao when you are going up country, there's a lot of cute local shops there. And I feel like that's where you're going to find your best shopping, because when you get to there's a big shopping center in Kaanapali. There's a big shopping center in Wailea. But that's like, you're going to Lululemon or,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
or
Gucci and Louis
Rolex
Vuitton, yeah.
or, you know, and I'm like,
Sure.
I just wanted I want a cute bag. I want a cute, but so Makawao is where you're going to find those cute boutiques.
Does
what's nice, actually?
is there
In the
better
res-
shopping?
So
Oh, he was going, you're right. That's true.
in the resorts, they always have local artists come in selling their wares.
Okay.
So jewelry
Okay.
and
So,
arts and other things.
Yeah.
And they all do a circuit of all the resorts, but it's all authentic people. It's all
And I
locals.
will say those, the shops that are in most of the resorts, the Holo Holo,
Yeah.
they have a lot of local
They do.
stuff too. So don't skip over the resort little markets because they will have some local
Good
stuff.
souvenirs and things
They
like that.
do.
We always
Yeah.
say the best souvenirs are at the farm tours because they're very local. It's great consumables. You get honey that was made from the bees on upcountry Maui. You know, you get really unique things at the farm tours.
Amazing. I always am very excited when a hotel has a gift shop that is like genuinely interesting and unique and has
Yes.
things that are local that I wouldn't be able to find anywhere else. So that is
And I'm
exciting to
seeing
hear.
more
So
and
this,
more and more of those that are popping up. So yeah.
okay. Okay. Wonderful. Jordan and Erica, I feel like there are 62 more questions I could ask just about Maui, but I am going to let you go for today. Maybe I'll convince you to come back and talk about another island with me.
There you go.
But before that, tell me how advisors currently engage with the Hawaii Vacation Guide and how we can just kind of learn more about Hawaii through your lens, because you guys are really experts, but you also have a really interesting approach because you're not travel professionals, but you are very adjacent to what we do. I think like we all do the same thing, right? Like we all want to find the best places, we all want to find the best spots and the best tours. It just happens to be that your business model is a little bit different, but we're all kind of mixing in and doing the same thing. So tell us how we can find you, follow you, what products you have that advisors might be interested in. Tell us all the things.
So you can find us on YouTube and at our website and on Instagram at the Hawaii Vacation Guide. So our website's thehawaiivacationguide.com. I will say Jordan writes a bi-weekly newsletter, and it goes out to over 80,000 people. But we always get, replies back from travel advisors saying like, oh, thank you. This will be great for my clients. So I think we have a lot of travel advisors on there. So if you are interested in just keeping up to date with Hawaii and the free content, you can find that there.
And I share local news, but mostly it's just travel information. So if you stay on the newsletter, you'll become very familiar with everything you need to know about Hawaii. Just because, talk about island guides and specific tours and all that kind of stuff. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we also have our island itineraries, which are PDF downloads. So we made them for customers, so people who are doing their own trips around the island. But I do know we have some travel advisors buying them to familiarize themselves. But they are digital downloads to help plan your trip and take you out on excursion days.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people, which we don't, we help out people with figuring out where to stay and how to do airplane tickets and rental car. But that's great stuff for travel advisors to be able to help people with, kind of take that off their plate. And then the what to do once you get to the islands. That's where the itineraries come in. Like so many great things to do, where to eat, all of our favorite hits on all the restaurants in all the areas. So the stuff that's like, what do I do when I get there? And we answer that in our itineraries.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually most eager to kind of learn from the guides. I will be purchasing all of them, so you'll be seeing my name come through soon. Because the tour options and the activities, like the number of options are overwhelming, and all I'm really ever looking for is like, okay, I know they want to snorkel, or I know they want to do Road to Hana, but like, which is the best one? And like, how, I don't want to look through 65 different tour companies. I just want to know which one Erica and Jordan like. So that's kind of like the very specific detail that like you guys have tried them all. You've talked about them. And you have,
I know we've gotten so many tours.
Yeah.
It's a tough job, but someone has to do it. We made
somebody has to do this.
We made our best luau's on each island, like article and video. And I was like, oh, we are going to have to go to so many luau's. And I was a little worried, but our kids now are like
They love
what do you
them.
mean we're not going to 5 luau's this trip? And I'm like, sorry guys, like that served its
Yeah,
purpose.
we got them into luau's. They love
Yeah,
the
they
dancing.
love the
food,
luau's
and,
now.
Yeah, they make it through the whole luau, which is impressive.
Yeah, and they think that every vacation has like a 3 to 5 luau's.
We spent so much money on luau's. It's just, it's really something.
Don't add it
Honestly,
up.
like you guys are so like you're so adjacent to travel professionals because this is what we subject our families to. Is
Yes, totally. Yeah.
no, do not walk into that hotel room before I take a video. Yes, this is the third luau. Sit down and enjoy it and learn the dance while you're at it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you'll have to come with us out to Hawaii.
Yeah, no kidding. That'd be fun.
Perfect. I think that our families would fit right together. Like, okay, let the travel people do what they gotta do. They know the drill at this point.
Yes, exactly. Perfect.
Amazing. Erica and Jordan, thank you so much for sharing all of your insights on Maui. I really enjoyed our conversation and I really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
that
thanks,
was so
Wendy.
fun.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Hive Mind podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new episode. And if you know a friend or colleague who would enjoy this, please share it with them. If you would like insights from this episode landing in your inbox each week, join our newsletter at thehive.travel/podcast. And remember, if you'd like to contribute to a future episode, whether it's sharing your destination expertise or your experience touring hotels, just head to thehive.travel/podcast to learn more and express your interest. We'd love to have you join the conversation. Until next time.